I'm Joan Boyd. I live in the Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. I think that this is one of the most important elections. This election will influence what happens on the Supreme Court, the course of our future country, how we spend our more money on wars, and more money for the rich and less for the poor, and how we expand the gap between the rich and the poor. And in San Francisco, on Haight Street, we have a serious problem with homeless youth. And the issue is whether or not individuals or homeless can sit or lie on the sidewalk. My view about that is that people certainly ought to have individual rights. However, we're ignoring the people on the street. Our behavior has been influenced by our tolerance, our tradition of tolerance in the Haight neighborhood. We are supposed to live and let live. And actually, we start not paying any attention to those young kids on the street, young or old. We pass them by. That is what we're learning, to pass by people who are perhaps in distress, perhaps sleeping, perhaps drunk. But we need to check on these people. We need to give them help. We ought not to just ignore them, pass them by. Sometimes tolerance and neglect overlap. We need to think about all of these issues clearly. We need to be able to debate them or argue with people with other views, and we need to come to an opinion that is informed, that is compassionate, and that will help our country move forward. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Selma. I'm from Texas. The elections today are so important. As you know, our economy has gone into a meltdown, and a lot of people are complaining. And this is today our chance to select the leaders who will decide what our future will hold. So you can't complain if you can't vote, so get out and vote.
Hi, my name is Jim Ross. It's a beautiful morning here in the East Bay. The sun is out. I've already voted, and I encourage everybody to get out and do the same. I think it is one of the most important things we can do as citizens. Thank you.
Name is Michael King, and I'm originally from Berkeley, and I'm concerned more about the Social Security because I was told that I was going to convert my Social Security disability insurance at 66 years old. So if there's a change, I'd like to know if I can get in there earlier, as they say at 62. Maybe it's possible I can get it earlier, my retirement. So I would appreciate that, and I hope the election comes out okay, and other things like Proposition 19. That may be okay, but, I'm all concerned. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Roller. I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm visiting Berkeley and the Santa Fe area these days. I voted in New Mexico a couple of weeks ago because I knew I'd be away on Election Day. And I'd like to encourage everybody to vote. It's terribly important that we vote today. For the last couple of years, we seem to have been moving things in the right direction, and I don't really want to go back to where we were a few years ago. Let's try to keep things moving and try to solve some of the problems we have and move things continually in the right direction.
I have voted in every election since I became eligible at age 21 about 100 years ago. And it's very important, even small local elections, and this one is a big one. So if you are registered, please go vote. Just your vote counts. Never mind, I don't like either of them. Vote for something that you do like, okay? Get out there.
Hi, my name is Shirley, and I'm from Alameda, California, and I voted this morning, and I think it's really important that everyone gets out and votes and they get their voices heard, because you can't complain if you don't vote.
Voting is your one opportunity to elect a representative to make the real nitty-gritty choices that have to happen in government. Because we're not actually going to pay attention to all of the small details that go with running the government, and so it's really important to go out, to read the voter guide, to make informed decisions, and to vote. So
It's important to vote because if you don't vote, you'll wish you had voted. If some things don't go our way, to be like it'll be on you. You have the power to make a decision. It's up to us, the people. We have the power if we use our votes. Exercise your right to vote.
Hi there. I'm actually just came to Berkeley, first semester at Cal. I recommend everyone to get out, get a chance to vote, to make your voices heard is very important in the democracy of the United States. I particularly support Proposition 19. It's important that we, as California residents, no longer criminalize the activity of procurement of pot. We have more resources that need to be used elsewhere in more violent crimes. And I believe that marijuana is something we should not be focusing on in law enforcement and as a matter of public policy. So vote yes on Prop 19, and thank you very much.
All right, so I had a chance to vote today. It was good. My polling place was close to the house. I think that's very convenient. And I walked in. They didn't have too much trouble finding my name. And I think that the people who I wanted to vote for was very easy to find, and everything went well. I think it's very important for people to vote, even though, it's only one vote. Everyone's collective vote adds up. So, thanks for voting.
Hey, my name is Mike. What I like about voting is pretending that it makes a difference.
All right, here's my story. My name is Doug Green. I've been involved in the drug policy reform movement since the late 1980s. I am on the board of directors and the legislative director of Empire State NORML, which is the New York affiliate of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. And I came here to volunteer my time on Proposition 19. Came out here on Wednesday and have been working all over the Bay Area since then. Just dropped off some signs and stickers at the campus. Yes, please go out and vote, especially go vote yes on Proposition 19. It's a very important thing to be able to vote. There needs to be more choices for people to vote for, but voting can be a very powerful, expressive act.
Why Proposition 19?
Because Proposition 19 would tax and control cannabis like alcohol. The past couple of years, there have been about an average of about 600,000 arrests every year in California. It's mostly young minority men who can lose their public housing, can lose their student aid, and marijuana is a safer drug than alcohol. We should stop giving money to the drug cartels, to the black markets, financing 30,000 deaths since 2007 in Mexico, and we need to treat it like alcohol. I absolutely do. Marijuana is Schedule 1, as you referred to, under the Controlled Substances Act. However, certain states, I just got an email, Iowa, the state of Iowa, the Board of Pharmacy just passed a rule to reschedule marijuana. A lot of people don't know that, but each state have their own schedules. And Iowa, the state of Iowa, fairly conservative state, just decided to reschedule marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 2, meaning that it's still has a high potential for abuse, but a recognized medical use. That's what Schedule 2 means. And if a state like Iowa is doing that, then, there is change afoot.